Welcome back to another console collector video. Hey everybody, console collector here. It's story time. I want to take you back 20 years ago to 1999, specifically the spring of 1999. I'm 13 years old and I'm going over to my friend's house for a sleepover after school on a Friday night. Normally we would play at my house. We'd rent a Super Nintendo game for the weekend and just hang out and play games, have a good time. But this weekend was a little different. He recently got the new PlayStation, and me being a Nintendo kid my whole life, I never even knew what the PlayStation really was. So that weekend, we went to his house. When we got there, I was absolutely blown away by the graphics of Jet Moto on the original PlayStation that he was playing. The gameplay was kind of mediocre to me, so I was just watching, and he casually says, "Hey, go check out my pile of magazines over there." My initial thought is, oh, he's got some dirty magazines, 13-year-old boys. Maybe got his dad's dirty magazines. So I go over, and I find a pile of these PlayStation magazines. With a little bit of disappointment, I start browsing through them. I see stuff like Metal Gear Solid, never heard of it. Role-playing games, wasn't really my thing. Some weird dragon that looked to be just like an attempt at a mascot. This one caught my eye. Bright yellow cover, kind of a attractive looking older girl on the front. Closest thing to a dirty magazine I'd find that day. And then this, Parasite Eve, kind of a silly name. So I grab this magazine here, and I start browsing through it. And immediately, once I get into it, I'm just shocked. This is not Nintendo power. This is something else. I'd never seen anything like this. It was clear that the PlayStation was no kids console. So as he's playing more Jet Moto, I'm just browsing through, and I start to see some really awkward things. Some sexual innuendos that I didn't really understand back then, but I'll allow our experts to show you how to turn her on. The PlayStation, we mean. This particular section I recall because it was so strange to me, some of the things they'd be saying. Such as, at first, the joypad may feel awkward in her hands, but in a short while she'll warm up to the task. You know what it's kind of referencing. This is where it gets pretty crazy. If things go right, she might want to invite a friend. This was very taboo for 1999, at least to me. Then, the night may end up magical. Well, you got a threesome of people here. And then finally the end part, even if you're only allowed to watch. Wow. That was in an official PlayStation magazine in 1999. Now, the really unique thing about this magazine I remember seeing, which basically told me, yeah, this is no kids magazine, is this 2-page kind of centerfold spread. Gex, covering the breasts of the model. Wowza. This was definitely a teenager's gaming magazine. So anyway, as I'm browsing through, I happen to find something in this magazine. I find this disc inside, and it's an official PlayStation magazine demo disc. My friend, who we'll call John, says, "Hey, you want to try that out? It's got some pretty good games on it." I'm like, all right, well, let's see. Playable demo, we got Silent Hill, Brave Fencer, Musashi, Moto Racer 2, and then some Apocalypse and some kind of Taifu. To me, all these games sounded really strange. So, what I do is, he turns off Jet Moto. I take the disc. We pop it into his PlayStation. and we power it on. So I'm sitting here with John, and I'm watching this boot up screen for the first time in my life, and I'm in awe. I have never seen anything like this. Coming off the Super Nintendo, this was a whole new experience for me. So we start off on this Silent Hill. I'm looking at the woman there. What is this game? What kind of game is this? I really have no idea. So before even browsing the rest of the demo disc, I just hit X and I'm in. I look at this screen and John says to me, "There's a lot of buttons, man, but you'll get figured out. You'll figure it out." I'm like, all right. So we started up. I'm waiting, and don't have any idea what to expect. This is my first PlayStation experience. So I look at the title screen, and again, I'm very confused. I have no idea what kind of game this is. Is it platforming? Is it a puzzle game? It really wasn't shooters at the time, so that I played. So completely random, I just picked scene 2. When I hear that sound, I remember my heart just dropping. And suddenly I'm in some dark area. I stand here for a minute, and I hear this just dreadful music. I suddenly don't feel good. I'm just kind of on edge. I'd never played a 3D game like this. Like, we're sitting in a dark room, 2 13-year-olds. It's late at night. This game just brought a sense of dread over me. So I kind of moving around, trying to figure out the buttons. You know, I'm a noob. Locked door. Was that blood? I remember. And like, John says to me, "Yeah, this game's kind of creepy, man." At the time, like, neither one of us have heard of Resident Evil or the survival horror genre. So this was just, yeah, completely new territory. So after exhausting my options, I find, oh, a door. And suddenly, I'm greeted by this thing. And I just instantly freak out. What is that? What is this music? So I'm panicking to push buttons. I'm fumbling around. Don't know what I'm doing. Pushing buttons. My controller's vibrating like a heart rate. I'm never figuring out, trying to get around like these controls. I was just sucking. And finally, I figure out how to use the gun. I can just shoot this little terrorizing kid thing holding a knife. You know, at this point, my controller is vibrating like crazy. Because the PS1 controller vibrates depending on your damage. You know, my heart's racing. John's like, "Holy crap, man!" Because he had never played this scene 2 through this game. So I can't get the controller or the camera to move around. So I'm walking down this hall and I see another one. And with the music and these creepy children things running around, you're just on edge. So I try to shoot this thing. And you And then at this point I realized I'm in a school. And now the music. I'm just like basically crapping my pants at this point. Noises and creepy music, controls vibrating. More locked doors. Oh, and then I ran into more children. And then I remember first time playing this, I actually ran out of bullets. So I'm just kind of reenacting the whole experience. And I ended up getting killed in this hallway. So I'm trying to get the advantage of what this gonna kill me. There we go. And when I died and saw this game over screen, I was just in awe. What was that? I remember sitting at the title screen, looking at John, and being like, that was the most terrifying thing I'd ever played. And with that experience, my first PlayStation experience, it basically created my love for the survival horror genre. All thanks to this PlayStation January 1999 issue with the Silent Hill demo. So that is my story for today. If you guys like this story or enjoy this story and you want to know more about my childhood experiences or teenage experiences with video games, please let me know. I've got a lot to share.
Alright everybody, that's going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Be sure to follow me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Console Collector, Instagram, _console_collector, Twitch, Console Collector, Twitter, Console Collector 1. Thanks again for watching. I am the Console Collector, and until the next video, happy gaming.